Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, Hare Krishna, thank you very much for joining. 2 days ago, it was Bhaktivinod Thakur, Parents' Day, Discipline's Day. Sorry. And we talked about his life and times. In the last few days, we've been focusing on some of his instructions, which have been amazing instructions. So I wanted to continue with sorry. Let's go back. Looking at some of his incredible teachings. This is a, a summary of what he.
Prabhuji, we can't hear you properly.
Oh, you can't hear me? Okay, let's try.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes,
is
Prabhuji,
still,
good.
it's
Good
better?
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. So let's find out where we were. Okay. So we were looking at his final instructions on the 23rd of December, 1936, about a week before he left this world to go back to the spiritual world. Okay. And where we were here. I think we just finished number 18. And he is he regarded him as his spiritual master. Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur is the best of the followers of Sri Rupa Goswami. The pure joy of devotional service comes in the stream that started with him. So, if devotees recall, before Bhaktivinod Thakur appeared, practically the Vaishnava philosophy had died. Practically speaking, it was underground. Sahajiyas had taken over, who were pretending to be Krishna and enjoying in the mood of Krishna with the gopis. So it had become perverted. Vaishnavism had become perverted. But Bhaktivinod Thakur is regarded to be the one who cleaned it up. He is very strong in his preaching of pure Krishna consciousness. So he revived again this pure Vaishnavism. And he, of course, is one of the Manjaris, and he is the follower of Rupa Manjari. Hence why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is saying that he is the best of the followers of Sri Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari. That stream is holy and is full of nectarian flavors of devotion. Even 100 obstacles will never obstruct it. So this is the thing with the stream. It will always find its way to the ocean again, even though there's so many obstacles. This is the nature of what the stream does, stream of water. So our devotion, our seva should be similarly like a stream which is always heading towards the ocean, Sri Krishna. And even if there are lots of obstacles, which there will be, because we're living in a world full of obstacles. At every moment, there will be obstacles. Partly it's the test of Maya. In our Krishna consciousness, if we have the support of our spiritual master, devotees, then we will overcome these obstacles. It may take some time, but that's fine. As long as we are determined, those obstacles will be overcome. Intelligent persons who have bathed in the waters of that stream should endeavor to fulfill the heartfelt wishes of Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur. What was his heartfelt wishes? To establish Krishna consciousness throughout the world. He wrote books which he would send around the world. And one of them was the Percepts, Life and Percepts of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which was found in McGill University in Canada, I think, by the devotees. And it was sent there in 1896, the year when Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada was born. So very powerful. His mood was, we want to preach this Krishna consciousness throughout the world. He prayed one time, when will the Huns and the German and whoever else chant alongside the Bengalis in I'm just paraphrasing, in Mayapur Dham, something like that. And of course that desire came true. Srila Prabhupada facilitated that to take place. Amongst you are many capable and worthy individuals. So he's referring to his disciples, the sannyasis and the brahmacharis and the grihasthas. He had 60,000 of them. So all of you quickly come forward and take up this task. So this is really powerful. This was the mood of Prabhupada as well. He said many a time, everybody should become a guru. So anybody who comes to the path of Krishna consciousness is very capable. We should not feel incapable. Of course, we should remain humble, not thinking that because of me it's continuing or because of me things are happening. But if we have a mood of humility, Krishna will act through us and fulfill the desire of Prabhupada and Bhaktivinod Thakur and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. So we have to make ourselves available. Let me serve you, my dear Lord, with whatever capacity you want me to serve. That's a good mood, good service mood to have. And when we're chanting, we're requesting service. We want to do seva for the Lord. So that's one of the main objectives of the chanting of the holy names. How can I serve you, my dear Lord? Please engage me in your service. Consider me your own. Don't throw me away, my dear Lord. Use our capability in the best way that we can to serve the Supreme Lord. That I may become a speck of dust at Sri Rupa Goswami's lotus feet, birth after birth. Why so much stress on Rupa Goswami? Because he is the head of the Manjaris in Krishna Leela as Rupa Manjari. And Rupa Manjari directly reports to Lalita or Vishaka, one of those two, in order to serve Radha and Krishna. And often Radharani directly is served by Rupa Manjari. And the pastimes they have are beyond anything that we can possibly ever imagine. So those pastimes we want to try to get access to through the Guru Parampara. That's why Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari is so important in this line, in this tradition, so that we can get access to the wonderful, loving pastimes of Shri Radha and Krishna. It's only accessible through the kind devotees, like the Manjaris. Other than this, I pray that no other desire will manifest in my or anyone else's heart. So we have so many desires, right? If they are selfish, material desires, or unattainable. But if they're spiritual desires, then our destination is back into the spiritual world in due course of time. While living in this world, we encounter many difficulties, but there is no need for us ever to be bewildered by these difficulties. I can't remember who it was exactly, but somebody was saying that we should just have a good laugh at our problems, because they're not really problems. These difficulties will be there. They come, they go, they come, they go. But if we become bewildered by those difficulties, then we'll never be focused. We'll always be trying to manipulate and praying to Krishna, do this for me, my Lord. I know what is best for me. Just like Arjun in the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, he told the Lord, this is what's best for me. And the Lord stayed silent. He didn't say a word. But as soon as he surrendered to the Lord, I don't know what to do now. Please help me. Then the Lord interacted with Arjun and gave him instructions. So if we have a mood of, I know what is best for me, my dear Lord, I know my difficulties, you do this to sort it out. Then the Lord will remain quiet. But if we surrender unto him and say, my dear Lord, I want to serve you, just whatever you can arrange, I will do for you. Then he will make the arrangements. The difficulties will all go away. It doesn't mean we don't plan. It doesn't mean we don't have desires. We have, but we try to dovetail those into spiritual desires. It doesn't mean we sit back and relax. Let the Lord, okay, if he wants me to wake up in the morning, I'll wake up. No. We get up early, we chant, and we pray for seva. We need to make no effort to remove any of these obstacles. What is necessary for us while we are still here is to learn what is beyond. What will be the nature of our eternal life? Yeah, these obstacles he will sort out. We can often pray to the Lord. These are not my problems, they're your problems. You deal with them. I just want to serve you. These problems have come. You're my Lord, you're my master. I'm putting everything at your lotus feet. You deal with them. They're your headache, not mine. If you want to deal with them, if you want me to serve, I'm ready. Not. Guru Maharaj had so many obstacles. He never wavered. Prabhupada had so many obstacles. He never wavered. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had so many obstacles. Let me realize at this very moment the nature of it has to be a strong desire. There are so many things that attract and repel us. There is no end to the things that we want and don't want. So this is very true. Right? We have so many likes and dislikes. But all of that needs to be put aside in order to serve the Lord. Whatever he wants, we'll do. Whatever he likes, we'll do. Then we'll be properly situated. Otherwise, there is no end to the things that we want and don't want. We have to resolve what exactly we do or do not want and decide to search for our devotional service to Krishna, the eternal truth. So we should be focused. It's good to sit down sometimes at the end of the day, perhaps, and just question ourselves. Did I do my best today for the Lord to do bhakti? Did I do my best? Or was there something lacking in what I was doing? And if there's something lacking, let me improve myself. Let me analyze myself so that I'm true to myself. If you wish to triumph over attraction and repulsion, then you should remember that by becoming attracted to the transcendental holy name, heat and cold, anger and delusion, happiness and distress. These are dualities of this world. So simply by becoming attracted to the holy name, we can be delivered from them. Then you will understand the nature of service to Krishna and the taste of his divine topics. Then you will feel nothing but disgust for others' insignificant pleasures of this world. There was one, I forgot his name now, he used to say, whenever I see a person of the opposite sex, I spit at myself because of my attraction towards that person. So we should become a little disgusted with ourselves if we're so enjoying the pleasures of this world. There are no pleasures in this world. As you continue cultivating your consciousness of Krishna, your thirst for material sense objects will decrease. Yeah. I wonder what it is. Yeah, I think we got an issue with our internet actually, because it's not now the computer, it's the internet. Okay, I'll continue for the time being. Please let me know if it becomes too bad and you can't hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know. The philosophy of Krishna consciousness is very perplexing. At first, it seems startling and full of complex details, right? We've seen the detail, the material and spiritual worlds. We've seen the detail, right? It's very, very complex. Of course, it's complex. It's part of the spiritual reality. This material world is complex. So what to speak of the spiritual world? But we're very fortunate. We've been guided by great personalities like Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. The holy name is more compassionate than the Lord of the name, of the Lord of the name himself. The holy name is more compassionate than the Lord of that name himself. If one takes shelter of the name, it unravels all these philosophical complexities. So very easy to become knowledgeable in Krishna consciousness. Just take shelter of the holy name. Everything gets revealed automatically. The treasure of love for Krishna is the eternal goal of our lives. At every moment, personal desires interfere without our realizing it. So we have to be very careful. We have to guard against personal desires. I want this, I want that. Got to be careful. It might be just our own desires we want to fulfill rather than the Lord's. How do we know? Taking shelter of the Supreme, taking shelter of the spiritual master, taking shelter of the devotees. We can fathom out what's our personal desires and what are the Lord's desires. By taking shelter of the holy name, all these obstacles are removed and we can obtain the fulfillment of our true desire, which is to dwell in the realm of pure love of Krishna. In this world, no one is the special object of my affection, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, nor do I have the slightest hostility towards anyone. So this is Samadarshana. This is the highest level of Krishna consciousness. He's completely neutral to everyone. He sees everyone equally, with equal vision, 5:18 in the Bhagavad Gita. Whatever arrangements we make in this world are temporary. There is no need to waste time thinking about gain or loss here. There will be gains, there will be losses. Best thing to do is try to focus all of our material wealth, material should strive for is one supreme goal of life. That is the treasure of love for Krishna's lotus feet. So join together, all of you, and strive for this goal. Work together harmoniously with a single thing in mind and a single understanding. This, of course, is very challenging because of ego. In this material world, there's so many issues due to false ego. And even if the guru orders work together harmoniously, the ego is so big, it will stop this working in cooperation. As we have seen, it's been demonstrated. His own disciples, unfortunately, did not do this. And when Prabhupada left, we saw again so many egos come into play. What to do? Working together with the same purpose, we will become qualified for the service of Radharani, the original reservoir of love for Krishna. And how do we get rid of this ego? We should try to understand that, yes, if I want to be glorified, if I want to be seen as a pure devotee, I want to become a guru, these are all materialistic objectives. So many maneuvers have been made in the past by people in power, and with the objective of wanting to become the leader, the guru. But what's the use? That's simply material objective. There's no spirituality in that desire. And unfortunately, everybody loses. The person who's desiring that loses, the person who's serving that person loses, everybody loses. Service is neglected, destroyed. And what have we achieved? Absolutely nothing. Yes, maybe somebody says, this Guru Ki Jai, and it lasts for a few years, maybe a few decades. But in the end, it's nothing. May the stream of ideas promoted by Rupa Goswami and his followers ever emphasis on Rupa Goswami. May we never become indifferent or disinterested in the sacrifice of the holy name with its fire of 7 flames. Here we go again. 7 flames. So this Sankirtan, very important. In the performance of Sankirtan, if your single-minded devotion goes on increasing, then all your desires will be fulfilled and all your goals achieved. But those include material desires. They include material goals, unless it's single-minded devotion. Right? Desires will always be fulfilled by the Lord. Whether one is a devotee or not a devotee, doesn't matter. Desires are fulfilled. That's the one thing we can do, and that's the one thing Krishna will do for us, fulfill desires. But if we have this single-minded devotion, then we'll achieve the highest perfection of spiritual life. Take hold of the feet of the followers of Sri Rupa Goswami and follow them with exclusive commitment. Preach the message of Sri Rupa and Raghunath fearlessly and with great enthusiasm. Through this preaching, you will attain all perfection. So this is, these are the final instructions. This is what, and whatever is left at the end is what really that person wants. And there's a lot of instructions. How many are there? 46. A lot of instructions. Prabhupada gave one. cooperate together. If you want to show your love for me, work together. And throughout this, you will see that there is this thread of working together, serving the Lord under the guidance of the devotees, under Rupa Goswami. So that's what we have to try to do. It's not easy because this world is full of contradiction, Maya, always some egos clashing. What to do? We just have to try our best. Surinder, anything you'd like to share? Anybody else? Anything? Any questions? Any comments? Such amazing instructions by Bhaktisiddhanta.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Bhandar
Krishna.
Prabhu. Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Very interesting and very important instructions given to us by our Param Guru Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, and it's very encouraging to hear these instructions. And yeah, I could share some of the also some instructions from Jagadananda Pandit, the associate of Gauranga Mahaprabhu from Prema Vivarta. And he says that we should understand that our friends and relatives are devotees of Krishna, and therefore we should care for them as we would care for ourselves, and be kind to them and speak with sweet words like that. Also, Jagadananda Pandit in Prema Vivarta, he mentions that Krishna may give us friends and relatives, and sometimes Krishna may take away our friends and relatives. But in any condition, we should deal with the situation in a Krishna conscious, joyous mood. Yeah, like that. He says that, and the main point is that we should avoid lamentation and bewilderment, and be absorbed in Hari Kirtan and Hari Katha. This is the main point, to avoid lamentation and bewilderment, and we should be absorbed in Hari Kirtan and Hari Katha, Vaishnava Seva, like that. Yes, Prabhu. Very interesting. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Anybody else? Any questions? Any comments? Anything you'd like to add? Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.